breaking news tonight has seen Cristian Stellini sacked from his role as the interim manager of Tottenham. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Tottenham Hotspur, the club that keeps on giving. The chaotic and completely in disarray circus that is Tottenham Hotspur Football Club have once again made the headlines tonight with this big breaking news story that Daniel Levy has sacked the interim manager Cristian Stellini from his role out of that interim manager position. He is gone and Ryan Mason will be taking charge of head coach duties with immediate effect going forward until potentially the end of the season, maybe even beyond if Tottenham obviously can't find a new manager between now and the beginning of next campaign. We're back here again, aren't we, for Tottenham fans? Back with Ryan Mason, and again, this gamble that was Cristian Stellini stepping up for the rest of the season has obviously backfired, not gone to plan, and after yesterday's embarrassing and humiliating 6-1 defeat at the hands of Newcastle, it of course proved to be the final nail in Stellini's coffin, and he is gone from that interim manager position. We're going to be talking all about Tottenham in this video, all about Daniel Levy, all about Cristian Stellini and everything else in between. But before we go any further, I would like to remind you all, please like the video and also subscribe if you're new. Both of them is always and forever greatly appreciated. But for now, I also encourage you as well, get involved in the comment section. I'm sure you've all got your own thoughts, your comments, opinions, predictions, feelings on this particular topic. And I'm sure they'll all make for great and interesting reading down below in the comment section. But without further ado, let's get on to talking about Tottenham, Daniel Levy, Cristian Stellini and everything else in between. Look, this was always a massive gamble. When it was announced that Conte was leaving or sacked, parted ways, whichever way round you want to call it and whichever kind of story you want to believe. When that happened and Stellini was appointed as the interim manager, this was always going to be a massive gamble. A massive gamble simply for the reason that this was a guy who's not really been a manager of a club, not really been obviously the main guy at the club in terms of that role. He was obviously Conte's second in command, so to speak. Big gamble in terms of that aspect to try and save or salvage something from Tottenham's absolute car crash of a season. Tottenham wanted to finish the season off as strong as possible. Top four was still very much a possibility for them, albeit somewhat slipping away given their performances and the kind of form they were in. It hasn't panned out. It hasn't worked out. And Stellini being there was a bit of an eyebrow raiser anyway. Simply for the reason that Conte had gone. Stellini was his second in command. Stellini was then forced to step up, obviously, in Conte's absence before. Tottenham thought that maybe it could be a gamble that paid off. Something that maybe Conte had lost the dressing room, but maybe his second in command could restore that. It didn't work. Didn't work, hasn't worked. The gamble hasn't paid off. The gamble's backfired. And Tottenham are now in a position where, okay, European football may still be on the cards, but it isn't looking exactly likely. Aston Villa, Liverpool, Brighton, all looking to overtake Tottenham very, very soon if results don't turn around for Spurs. And obviously Spurs, well, they seem to all have games in hand over Spurs going forward. So it could get even worse for Spurs before it even gets better this season. And it was always strange anyway, like I say, for that reason alone, that they brought in this guy with a lack of experience to try and see out the rest of their season. A massive gamble that hasn't paid off. It was a guy who, under Antonio Conte, who we all knew the problems. We all knew the problems that when they started becoming public, when Conte started to go public with these problems, we all knew what was going to happen. And it seemed very weird to me that you would have a Conte guy still at that club, even after you sacked the main man himself, to then take charge of the club. If Conte could see the problems and he's in constant communication with his second in command, why would you keep that guy? It seems strange to me. And actually, it doesn't seem strange to me at all because this is Tottenham. the level of confusion, the level of complete chaos, the level of complete disarray at this club, it doesn't surprise me anymore. From the outside looking in, as a rival, I kind of want to laugh. I kind of want to mock. I kind of want to just have banter with it. And I can do. And I've got friends that are Tottenham fans, and I will do that. But at this point, it's getting pretty sad. That's how you know it's really, really bad at Spurs. When rival fans sort of feel a little bit sorry for you. That's the way it's going right now. That this club has no plan and no foresight going forward, to the point where, yes, yesterday's performance and result was extremely embarrassing and extremely humiliating for them. And fair play and well done to Newcastle, because they were excellent on the day, fully deserved that win. And it's somewhat poetic in a way, somewhat ironic, that a team like Newcastle, who are up and coming, they are only going to get stronger, they're only going to get better. This kind of lottery win they found themselves on, bringing in this financial backing, bringing in these new resources and everything else that's going to go along with that, is obviously going to gun for Tottenham's current place. People put Tottenham in the top 6. Newcastle are gunning for that position, and in a couple of years' time, they're going to get there, because Newcastle will win something. They'll win a domestic cup. They'll solidify themselves in the top 6 more so than just one season. They'll get there. And it will knock Spurs out. And Spurs will continue on this downward spiral, because the way that they'll run is a joke. Their key players should or probably will leave. I'm looking at you, Harry Kane. Heung-Min Son might not be too far away, although maybe Son might actually stay, considering, I don't know. I don't know. I just got a feeling that Son might be one to kind of stay, but Kane might be the one to definitely leave if I have to choose one or the other. They both could go. They both might stay. Only time will tell on that one. And especially if rumours are to be believed today, there are more reports coming out today that United are stepping up their interest in Harry Kane, and things are continuing to generate there and to snowball with Harry Kane's future at Tottenham Hotspur. But again, that just shows the chaos. That just shows the complete lack of foresight. It shows the complete unknown future of Tottenham Hotspur. Like I say, it was strange Stellini took charge. It hasn't worked out. It's backfired. The performances haven't picked up at all. The performances have somehow even got worse. The only game I think they've actually won was the game against Brighton, and they were extremely fortunate that VAR and dodgy refereeing managed to help Tottenham towards 3 points on that day. If it wasn't for those very suspicious and very controversial and weird decisions, Tottenham would have definitely lost, because they deserved to. Brighton were better, but Tottenham just got the look of the green on that day. Got very lucky, and through a clinical Harry Kane finish, managed to get the 3 points. But since then, losing to Bournemouth with the last kick of the game, losing yesterday to Newcastle, 5-0 down in 20 minutes. The game was over after 10. But to be 5-0 down in 20 minutes is unbelievably unacceptable. And like I say, it is the Simpsons meme. It's the Simpsons meme of stop. He's already dead. That's how I felt seeing it yesterday. And I'm still feeling that way today. Like I say, I will banter Spurs for it. But now it's just becoming a bit sad. Going forward, Ryan Mason takes charge. We're back here again. We're back here with Ryan Mason again, aren't we, Spurs fans? Look, I don't honestly know what the future holds for Spurs. I don't know who you get in as your next manager. I don't know what the future holds for Harry Kane, Heung-Min Son, a couple of your other key players as well. this club needs absolutely burning to the ground and rebuilding. I don't know why. The strange thing about this for me is this all came out through Daniel Levy. Daniel Levy obviously used Spurs' social media platforms and everything else to obviously put this statement out. But this decision comes straight from Daniel Levy to sack the interim manager. Normally it's like a faceless thing. Normally it's just from Spurs, the football club. The actual story and the statement has come directly from Levy. He's put out the statement on the Tottenham website that said, "Dear all, Sunday's performance against Newcastle was wholly unacceptable. It was devastating to see. We can look at many reasons why it happened, and whilst myself, the board, the coaches and the players must all take collective responsibility, ultimately the responsibility is mine. Cristian will leave his current role along with his coaching staff. Cristian stepped in at a difficult point in our season, and I want to thank him for the professional manner in which he and his coaching staff have conducted themselves during such a challenging time. We wish him and his staff well. Ryan Mason will take charge of head coach duties with immediate effect. Ryan knows the club and the players well. We shall update further on the coaching staff in due course. I met with the players committee today. The squad is determined to pull together to ensure the strongest finish possible to the season. We are all clear we need to deliver performances which earn your amazing support." Come on, you Spurs. Daniel. That is word for word the Spurs statement, or the Daniel Levy statement on the Spurs website that has come out today across all social media platforms in regards to this breaking news story. Make of that what you will. But again, it just shows a complete chaos that Ryan Mason wasn't put in charge as an interim manager in the first place. If he knew the squad that well, if he knew the club that well, why was the gamble taken to put Conte second in charge in that position? That's the baffling thing about it. Things were not going to completely change. Things were not going to alter in any sort of way by just going, Conte's replacement is his second in command. Things might not change under Ryan Mason either, but at least it's more of a change than what was happening. Like I say, if Conte was seeing these problems and was bringing them to light in the public eye, why would you then go to his second assistant and go, you change it? It doesn't make any sense to me. It reeks of poor planning. There is absolutely nothing that this club can tell me from the outside looking in that they have a plan. They don't know who they're bringing in the summer. That goes for transfers as well as a manager, because who's going to want to come to a team that's in this much disarray? Who's going to want to stay at a club that is in this much disarray? Who's going to want to come in with no manager, a board, a chairman that are only bothered about making money on things outside of this club, in terms of no success, but oh, we've got a new concert coming out. We got someone coming in for a concert. We've got Formula 1 racing track. We've got a boxing match. Might even turn it into an ice hockey rink at one point. Honestly, I'm getting kind of frustrated. I'd be frustrated. I'm getting kind of frustrated from the outside looking at it. I'm not a Spurs fan. But at the same time, I love football that much that I see it being ripped away from these Spurs fans. And it must be bad enough being a Spurs fan as it is, but it must be even worse knowing that unless you all collectively get together on this, unless you all collectively withdraw your money from this club in terms of ticket prices and all kinds of merchandise and all that kind of stuff, there's nothing that will change. Daniel Levy will remain in charge. The people in power at Spurs won't be removed. And you'll continue through this cycle. Every once in a while, you'll get a bit of fortune. You'll get a bit of luck. A manager will stick. A manager will get you optimistic A manager will get you to think, maybe we could actually do it this time. Maybe we could do something this time. Maybe we could get a trophy this time. But ultimately, the patterns have been set for the past 15 years. That nothing at this football club will change. And that just seems to be the case. And those are just my thoughts, my comments, opinions, predictions, feelings on this particular matter. What are your own thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings on this particular news story of Cristian Stellini being sacked from his role as interim manager? Let's face it, I don't even think interim managers could be sacked. I didn't see the point of sacking interim manager. But if that's going to be the case, Frank Lampard, you better watch your back. Jesus Christ. Anyway, yeah, like I say, I'm sure all of your thoughts, your comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, will make for interesting reading down below in the comments section. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way out if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new and want to see more content like this. Both things are always done for me, greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video, and I'll see you all again soon in another video.